Hey guys, and welcome to your full body bliss. This class is designed to really build the hit and the burn. We don't have too many exercises to go through, but we are going to really get into each and every one of them, building on layers and hit. So when you're ready, come to lay down on your back. We're going to start with our breath. Just coming to find a comfortable position. You can lengthen your legs out long, or you can keep your knees bent. And just close down through your eyes. Bring in one hand to heart, one hand to your belly. Taking the first few moments of class to just arrive, allowing your breath to settle naturally. Feeling yourself really being held by the earth, by the ground, melting the weight of your body down to the floor. And maybe do a little check-in with yourself, your breath, and your mind. Checking in how you're feeling today. Leaving behind any rush, any to-do list, any worries, so you can be fully present for this class. Can you take a nice, beautiful, full breath in, expanding the belly? And then open your mouth as you let it go. 2 more like this. Big, beautiful breath in, expand. Long, soft exhale out. Take your last one here. Big breath in. Can you take another sip of air in? Can you hold it at the top of your breath just for 3, 4, 2, and 1. Let it go. All right, blink, open your eyes. We are getting straight in today. So legs are just going to come hip width apart, and your hands are going to come down by the side. You're going to find some bridges. You're starting to tuck your tailbone, and then starting to lift up through your tailbone, your lower back, your middle back, up onto your bridge. And then as you melt your spine, you come down from your upper to your middle, to your lower down, and then roll your tailbone away from you. Tuck the tail, imprint your spine, starting to articulate your way all the way up, finding that beautiful long line to the front of your body, and then melt it all the way back and down. All right, as you take your bridge, can you really think about your ribs pulling in rather than flaring all the way up? Yes, so you close that rib cage in. You're thinking about height with your hips, but melting your heart and your sternum down to the floor. If you'd like to add some arms, you're going to hold your next bridge all the way up. As you melt it down, can you start to reach your arms all the way up and overhead? Reach and lengthen. Good. Arms come up overhead as you find your bridge, and then you sweep them down to the mat. And then take it to the opposite direction. I'm just going to shimmy down a little bit. You keep going. All right. As you take your bridge, can you think about pushing your heels to your bottom to your heels? So you're really starting to find that engagement through your hammies and your glutes. So what I mean by that, I'm just going to demonstrate quickly. When you lift up and you push the crown of your head away and your heels to the opposite direction, I want you to be here. Not here pushing away, but here sliding in. It makes such a difference to the feeling of those muscles that needs to be active. Alrighty. Can you start to take it now into a hip hinge? So you're going to keep your spine flat as you tap your tail, drive it up. Now your arms are just reaching up over your shoulders and drive. Good. So we're not taking the arms overhead anymore. Just over your shoulders, spine stays long, flatten your spine, drive your tailbone, lift up, tap it down, lift up, tap it down, squeeze your glutes. Good. In 6, we're going to lift and hold. In 5. Beautiful work. Starting to pick up that pace. In 3. In 2. On your next one, can you lift your hips, hands come down? All right. Open and broaden through your chest and your collarbones. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Can you start to wave your knees out? And then kiss your knees through center. Wave your knees out. Kiss them through center. That's it. Now we don't have to get the knees to touch necessarily, but I want you to feel that engagement, that squeeze of those inner thighs on the way in and of those outer glutes on the way out. Nice. Melting the back of your shoulders down. Can you lift yourself a little bit higher? In 4, we're going to hold your knees out. We wave them out and pulse your hips in 3. In 2, hold your knees out. Little pulses of your hips up and up and up. For 5, good. Slide yourself down to your heels, heels to your bum. Last 3. Last 2. Hold on 1. Can you kiss your knees towards center? Pulse it here. Good. Kiss your knees. Maybe you can get your inner thighs to touch. Last 6. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Nice. All right, we're going to take it into a single leg bridge. Your left foot is going to stay down. And can you peel your right foot, your right heel, off the floor? Hands are going to stay flat. And again, you just flatten your spine as you drive your hips up and then tap your tailbone down. Drive it up. Tap it down. Good. Front of the body stays straight and long. So rib cage, chest and sternum in the same line. Putting a bit more pressure, a bit more weight into that left foot. Coming lighter onto the right toes. All right, you can stay with that variation. However, if you like a little bit more, can you lift your hips up and hold? Can you float your right leg to tabletop? Tap your toes back down to the mat and then drop your tail down. Lift up, flow the right leg. Tap it down, lower down. Nice work. I want you to really feeling your fingertips spread down on the mat. Use your hands to support you. Press your triceps down. Maybe as you take your right leg up, you start to extend your toes up to ceiling and then tap it back down. Good. Drive it up. Float the right leg. Stay heavy on that left leg. Keep your pelvis nice and square to ceiling. Nice. All right. In 4, we're going to keep your hips lifted. We're just going to work that right leg. Nice work. Finding some extra length to the back of your neck. Use your breath. All right. Last bridge here. Can you lift and hold it there? Just the right leg. Lift. Lower. You can stay just with that 90 degrees, or you can start to kick it up. Bring it down. Kick. Bring it down. Last 4. We'll lift and hold in 3. Stay with me. In 2. Last 1. Lift and hold. Pulse your hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melt it down. All right. Lengthen the right leg away from you to the bottom of the mat. And just reach your arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Starting to wave your arms over your shoulders up to ceiling. And then lift your chest up. Find your ab curl. Continue your ab curl to come all the way up. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Just going to shimmy myself back. Starting to reach your arms forward as you roll yourself down towards the floor. And reach your arms up. Find your length. Arms over your shoulders. Peel yourself up. Nice. Now, lengthen your spine at the top. Control the way back down. Scoop through your belly. Lower it down with control, piece by piece. Now, if you reach your arms overhead, sometimes what we tend to do is swing the arms forward to find momentum, just like so. We're going to try and not do that. So maybe as you reach your hands to the ceiling, you take a little pause. You lift your chest up, you pause. And then you use your breath, you use your core to peel your spine and lengthen. Good. Of course, you can use a bit of momentum if you need. You can always revisit this class. Nice. Now, I want you to think your spine like a necklace of pearls. So as you lay your spine down, you're putting it piece by piece by piece, 5 peace, and lengthen your arms. And same thing on the way up. You peel those pearls up and off the floor. Can you start to float your left leg up to tabletop? Find that length. And then as you lower down, can you start to lengthen your left leg all the way out? Reach your arms. Good. Exhale as you lift. Find a little pose. Float your left leg to tabletop as you lift your chest. Shine your heart forwards. Melt it down. Good. Of course, you don't have to add that layer with your leg. You can keep your foot flat if you need. Otherwise, in 4, we're going to meet seated up with that left leg to tabletop in that half teaser. Nice, everyone. All right. Let's go on that next one. Can you lift yourself up? Hold it there. And can you start to lower down as slow as you've ever done it? To the count of 8. Scoop through your belly. Last 6. 5. Feel those shakes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen and out. Reach it long. All right. Hug your knees in. Roll yourself up. You're going to find a half kneel position with your left foot forward. So the same leg we were just doing those single leg bridges with. Half kneel. And then just going to find your fingers to your temples. And then start to find your hinge. Send your bottom backwards and your chest forwards. And then restack your spine. I want you to really feeling length through the crown of your head, through your upper body. As you lengthen your sit bones, stretching into your thighs. All right. Start to tuck your back toes. Next time as you find that hinge, can you hold? Can you press your back knee off the floor? Find that low lunge. Whoop, and then bring it all the way down. Keep your chest in that hinge and then restack. All right, so we take the chest forwards, find length. Press your toes, lengthen that back leg. Find length to the crown of your head. Keep your chest in that same angle as you bring your knee back down and then you restack. Nice. Finding some core activation the entire time. Finding length through your body. Feeling the back heel and the crown of your head going in opposite directions as you lift. Nice. You can stay with that, or we can start to add. Next time you lift up, find your teepee bird lunge. Hold. Start to shift your weight a little bit more forward so you're lighter on the back toes, and then start to float your right leg up. Find your arabesque. Tap your right toes down, bring your knee down, and then lift up. That's it. Chest forwards. Lengthen and lift. Shift your weight forwards. Take that right leg up. Find something stable to look at. Try to really control that movement. Now, if you like to add a little bit of arms, as you lengthen and reach your right leg, can you lengthen your arms past your hips? Find length. And then bring your fingers back to temples as you come down. Oh my goodness, my front, quad, and glutes are burning. Find your balance. Find that flight. Hip bones facing down. Find length through your toes. Whew. All right, 2 more like this, you guys. I told you we don't have too many movements today, but we're really getting into each one. Try to not rush it. Really take your time. All right, ready? Next time you lift up, you're going to stay up. Hold it there. Find that flight. Take your right leg up. As you tap your toes down, can you find a mini lunge down? Lengthen and reach your leg or reach your arms. Find that mini lunge. You keeping that left knee soft the entire time as you find your flight or your arabesque. Find length through the back knee as well. Maybe speed it up. In 4, hold that right leg up. In 3, 2, and 1. Hold your right leg up. Pulse it up. For 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Pulse your standing leg. Sorry. Last 4, last 3, last 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Shake it out. All right. Roll it down. Melt your spine down. Take a moment here. It's okay if we go off balance. Happens to all of us. We're just human. Send it back. Find your down dog. A little pedal out through those legs. And then shift yourself forwards. Find your plank hold. We're not here for long. Just find your plank. Start to shift your weight forwards and back. Forwards and back. Last 3. Find center in 2 and 1. Hold. Few side planks twist. Right hand comes to the center of the mat. Twist your heels to the right, toes to the left. Open your left arm, reach it long. Bring it back down. Take it over to the other side. So important to add different planes of movement, so we are not just moving that one single plane. Find strength to the top shoulder. If you need to do the same movement on your forearms like that, feel free. Can be a little bit harder on the core, but a little bit easier on the shoulders. So just decide where you're at today. Good. Nice. We're just here for another 4. Use that breath. Last 3. Last 2. Hug your belly in. Take your last one here. Bring it all the way down. And then drop your knees down. Take a couple of cat-cows. Exhale as you round your spine. Tuck your tail, chin to chest. Inhale, open and extend. One more. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the chest. All right, let's do it on the other side. You ready? Lay yourself down. Come all the way down onto your back. And then hands are going to come down by this side. Let's start to just find your bridge. Make sure your legs are just hip width apart and are nice and parallel. Lift up. Tap your tail. Lift. Tap. So you're going straight into that hip hinge this time. You can keep your hands down, or maybe you float your arms up. But you keep sliding yourself down. So make sure we're pushing ourselves down, almost trying to get your knees past your toes. Really find that length with your thigh bones. Nice. All right. In 5. Let's hold it up. In 4. In 3. In 2. Hold on 1. Just wave your knees out and in and out and in. Make sure we're not rolling onto the outside of your feet. I want you to keep your feet in. It's just going to make the range a little bit smaller, but you're really just moving that hip in the socket. Squeeze your outer glutes on the way out. Inner thighs on the way in. Nice. Just here for 5. Can you lift a little bit higher for 4? For 3. For 2. Can you lift your knees out? Hold. Good. Little pulses up and up. For 5. Slide yourself down. Last 3. Last 2. Hold it. Squeeze your knees together. Pulse. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Bring it down. All right. This time you peel your left heel, off the floor. Right hand, left hand, down on the mat. Start to drive it up. Tap it down. Drive. Tap. A little bit more weight into that right foot. Triceps are pressing down. Hands are nice and spread out. Or fingers rather. Finding some length through the back of your neck. A bit more pressure, a bit more weight into that right foot. And then when you're ready, in 3, we hold. In 2 and 1. Hold. Can you float your left leg up? Tap your toes down. Drive it down. Good. Lift up. Float your left leg. Tap your toes down. Drop your tail. We'll lift. Float. Bring it in. Keep your hips nice and centered. Keep that weight heavy. Press your right heel down. Press your hands down. Good. Maybe you start to take it into that leg extension. float and lift it up. Bring it down. That's it. All right. In 5, we're just holding that bridge, working that left leg. In 4, good. In 3, in 2. On your next one, lift, hold, just that left leg. Either find that tabletop and lower, or find that full kick and drop. Good. Kick and drop. Last 3. You hold it up. In 2 and 1. Let's hold it up. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. All right. Lengthen your left leg out. Reach your arms up and overhead. Ready? Find arms to ceiling, and then find your ab curl. Pause, and then continue that roll up. Keep sliding off the mat. Nice. Melt it down. One curl after the other. Remember? All right. This is your active recovery. Enjoy. Lengthen. Find your breath. Slow it down. Try to breathe in and out through your nose. All right. Nice, everybody. We're nearly there. I have just that next exercise after that, and then we're done. Stay with me. Can you start to float your right leg up? And then on the way down, can you lengthen the right leg long, slow and control? Nice. Make sure it's not that momentum, yeah? You slow it down for me. Do the best you can. Finding that little pause with your chest up. And then reach your fingertips long. Really use the lever of the hands to pull yourself up. Nice. All right, 3 more like this. Before we hold it up and come down nice and slow. Good. In 2. Melt it down. All right. On your next one, can you lift yourself up and hold? Lower down. Slow. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen. All right. Hug knees in. Pull it up. Roll yourself up. Let's do it on the other side. Right foot is forwards now. Lengthen your left leg behind you. Or not lengthen, but just bend your knee behind you. Bring your fingers to your temples. And then start to find your hinge, lengthen to the crown of your head. This round, we can get straight into it. So tap your left toes behind you. And then as you find that lean forwards, that hinge, loading into your right glute, can you lengthen your left leg long, left knee off the mat? Tap your left knee down. Restack your spine. Bring it forwards. Lengthen. Strong hold of that lunge, that tippy bird. Bring it down, keep your chest lower, and then we restack. So it's a lot of time under tension for that right glute, because as you come down, you stay forwards, which keeps loading your glute, and only then you take your reset. Good. All right. On your next one, can you start to add your flight? Lean it forwards. Press your back knee long. Can you shift your weight forward? Start to hover your left leg up. Find your arabesque. Control the way down. Bring your knee down. Restack. You got it. So good, you guys. Lengthen the crown of your head. Reach your leg long. Lengthen your knee. Step it down. Lower. Restack. Maybe you'd like to start and add those arms in your arabesque. Find length through your toes, length through your fingers, and length through the crown of your head. Good. Your core is nice and active the entire time. Think about lengthening through your limbs as hard as you can. Square through your pelvis. Nice work. In 6, we're going to hold it into that tippy bird. Nice, everyone. Into that arabesque, rather. Good. In 4. Woo. That right quad is killing me. In 2. Alrighty, let's do it. You ready? I don't know if I am, but we're here. Let's get it. Left leg floats up. Lengthen your arms. Now find your mini lunge. Bring your fingers down. Lengthen and reach. Fingers down. Lengthen and reach. Good. Find that pace. Bring it down. Lengthen. Bring it down. Kick. Extend. Find length. In 4. We hold. In 3. In 2. On 1. Reach it out. Hold. Stay. Pulse. Left leg up. For 4. 3. 2. Hold it. Dig deep. Pulse your standing leg. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lengthen your arms. Shake those legs. All right. We did it. Roll it down. Take a little moment. Lengthen to the back of your legs. Allow your head to hang heavy. And then just come into sitting down. Cross your legs over. Actually, before we do that, let's get a little stretch. Bring your left ankle over your right knee. Take a little sway side to side. Open your chest. Breathe in and out through your nose. Switch it over. Well done. Slow down the breath. All right, come to find a cross-legged position. Get nice and comfortable. Take a nice big reach of your arms all the way up. Bring your palms together. Lower your hands down. Right hand to heart, left hand to your belly. Close your eyes. Feeling the heart racing beneath your palm. Feeling the rush of the endorphins through the bloodstream. Feeling the buzz, the heat that we build within the body. Finishing with 2 big breaths. When you're ready, big full inhale. Exhale, let go. One more like this. Big breath. Letting go. Good. Blink, open your eyes. You guys are all done. Well done, everybody. I will catch you next time.